Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever digital reel. What are we calling the show, Doc?
It's the Real Digital Versatile Disc Hour.
Versatile Disc Hour. Yes, that's
here
right.
at the Allen County Public Library.
Yeah, right here at the Allen County Public Library. Probably seeing this on public access, which is great. They allow us to do what we do, which is what are we here to do today?
We are here to highlight various DVDs that we have here in the collection.
Yeah.
Yes, that are available today for you to check out or put a hold on if somebody else has checked them out.
Right.
But they are available through our catalog.
And, I was thinking the other day, so the library offers this service where you can just go in and there's tons of DVDs everywhere. And I mean, how much does this cost? Like, surely it's got to be a lot of money, right?
Oh, one might think, but no, it's free as anything you'd get from the library, a book or a CD. The DVDs are the same deal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be some kind of catch, though, right? Like, there's always a catch.
Oh, there's always a catch. If you keep it out too long, you'll get charged a fine, but okay. You get it in on time.
So, yeah, here at the library, which is where we're actually filming the show. Yes. They've asked us to sort of come in and talk about these DVDs, I mean, they're already flying off the shelves anyway, but they can always use a little bit of help, right? Like, everybody could use a little bit of help, I think.
Sure. We have so many DVDs in our collection that it's easy to overlook some truly great finds that get lost in the collection. And so we're here to help highlight some of the ones that you should keep an eye out for.
I was thinking there used to be this mystical place. You might remember it. Like sometimes it was called Blockbuster or Family Video. And it was this store where you could go in and there was these real physical discs and even videotapes. People might not know what VHSs are anymore, and there was just seas of them, and you could just walk around the aisles and look at all the DVDs, pick them up, hold them in your hand. I mean, there's nothing quite like the tactile feeling of an actual DVD. I know
of course,
people will say the same about books. They love to feel the paper in their hands, but I think, you put the DVD in the tray and you're not like holding it, but sometimes I'll just, sit there and I'll hold the case and just kind of caress it a little bit. It's just nice to hold in your hands while you're watching the movie.
Sure.
Look at some of the info on the back. It's just, it's nice,
Yeah. Sometimes they come with a booklet. You do a little bit of reading. Yeah. Certainly it's something you miss out on through the streaming services. You of course you miss out on the tactile feel of the DVD, the wonderful plastic smell of a freshly pressed DVD, or a well-used, well-loved DVD as well. That smell is still there. You miss out on the smells when you're dealing with streaming, and you miss out on the human interaction, which is another lovely part. We have people here at the library who love to talk about movies, so. You could pop on in and, ask for a recommendation, chat about one that you saw recently, and, just want to get your ideas out there about some of the wonderful films available.
It's a complete sensory experience.
Oh, yes, yeah. Smells, look, touch.
So, people might have heard I called you Doc. What can you tell people how you kind of got that moniker?
It's just my name, Doc. Doc. I work here at the Allen County Public Library up in the AMM department, and I'm up there slinging DVDs, on the every week. So come on down and visit me. I'll be sure to take care of you, give you a good deal.
So we've chosen to. Obviously, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of DVDs for people to pick from up in AMM. It stands for what? Arts, media, and
music and media.
Music and media.
Yes.
So it's not just DVDs. There's also CDs. There's all sorts of stuff up there. But we thought it'd be interesting if we highlighted a couple picks from the actual, so you could just see a real live example of the kind of stuff that they've got going on up at AMM.
AMM.
I'll get that right someday. But why don't we talk a little bit about your selection?
Well, before we do, maybe tell the viewers at home a little bit about yourself.
Oh,
yeah.
Me? I'm nobody. No. My name's Jake. I work at Public Access. And, we just thought this would be a fun idea for a show. No one's putting us up to this. There's no overlord that's overseeing us that's specifically telling us to push these DVDs. That's not the case at all, right?
Yes, there's no hidden agenda.
Yeah, this is all completely above table,
yes,
as you can see.
Yes. No tricks here.
Yeah, just pure love and happiness, I say.
Yes, certainly.
Nothing untoward going on whatsoever.
We promise.
But yeah, so, we're filming this at Public Access. They've been kind enough to let us use their studio. And, it's just, the library is such a great place. Like, honestly, I'm sad that I have to leave the building most nights. I wish I could just sleep here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have never stayed after hours and slept here when I wasn't supposed to. I have a home. So,
well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Yes. But it is a lovely place to be when it's appropriate to be here.
But yeah, yes. So that's a little bit about me. So let's see. So we've talked about ourselves.
Yes.
Talked about the show a little bit. Yes. The purposes highlighting AMM. I got it right that time. Like we said, you guys can call me Jake. Call him Doc.
I'm Doc.
Got that name because that's his name.
Yep.
And we'd love to hear from the viewers out there too. If they see the show and they're like, "Wow, I never knew that I could go in and get these amazing DVDs." Which, if people don't know, the name of the show is actually what DVD stands for. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Yes.
A lot of people, they just see the acronym and don't really think about what it stands for, right?
Sure, they see DVD. I know what that is. That's that round plastic disc.
Yeah,
I put in the player. But no, it has words associated to it.
And that's in the name, the versatility of a DVD.
Yes,
you can put it in a PlayStation and watch it.
Oh, sure, countless game consoles.
Put it in a regular DVD player, Blu-ray player. Usually handle DVDs.
Yeah. HD DVD, I think.
Yeah,
backwards compatible.
Does A&M have laser discs?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? No,
that's too bad.
No, those have gone away.
No Betamax up there.
No Betamax, no VHS, no.
This isn't a historical show, but kids out there might not know about these other formats. But
yes, go ahead and Google them
after you're done watching the show.
Yes,
of course. But yeah, so
well, should we dig in?
Yes, we should. I'd love to hear more about your DVD.
Sure. Well, I brought a specification sheet with me to help me along, so I don't forget anything. So if I'm looking down, I'm just reminding myself of all the wonderful things that this DVD has to offer. This is my pick for the first show, and this is a doozy. This is a doozy of a gem, a doozy of a treasure. It's one of my absolute favorites. That's right. Doc's top DVD pick. This is on it. First of the series. 7 times out of 10, if there's a movie night going on somewhere in town, this has my vote, hands down.
All right.
The film is Decasia, and it's available right here at the Allen County Public Library for you to check out.
And that's the main branch?
Yes, yeah, we keep it here at the main branch, this copy, but you can put a hold on it at any of the branches and have them delivered.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, it's wonderful.
They'll deliver it for you.
Oh, yeah, free of charge.
If you ever see those trucks driving around, the big box trucks, it's maybe got all these books and DVDs just delivering throughout the city. It's crazy how we even keep this thing going.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, and it's all for you. You have access to this as a patron of the library. So.
And how much does it cost to get a library card?
It is free.
Every time I hear it, it blows my mind. I just can't fathom it. Just free. Just all the DVDs you could ever want for free.
Yes.
As long as you bring it back on time.
Yes.
But hey, if you want to, flip us a few bucks, keep it a few extra days, and get a little overcharge, and then it could be your donation. You can also, I know I myself have checked out DVDs and ended up donating a little bit of money back to the library because of it.
Sure, yeah.
So we all get a little absent-minded sometimes.
That's one way to look at it.
But yeah, tell us about Decasia. Is it Decasia?
I've heard it pronounced both ways. I say Decasia.
Decasia.
Because it deals with decay.
Okay.
And so I assume Decasia, but Decasia maybe just as well. It's an experimental film composed entirely of existing footage from antique film strips that are in various states of decay. So roughed and tumbled that even the film archives that keep them nearest to the trash bin because they're that far gone. Because you see, film material as opposed to digital video is made up of organic elements, and over time it's inevitable those organic elements, regardless of even if you're keeping them in the best archival environment, they will deteriorate into all these funny ways. It'll smudge and mold, bubble, snap, crackle, and pop. All these funny little
copyright. It's not quite as versatile as the DVDs, huh? They're more limited with the way that you can use these film strips then, huh?
Well, yes. I mean, a lot of times they fall apart in this way.
A very meta pick, I think, to have a DVD that's documenting the fragility of film stock and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's one way of looking at it. Or it's the fragility of film stock, or it's sort of this metaphysical shift in the finality of film, right? It's not to this film. It's not what you would go to see in a theater on the first run, but what you pack away for 80 or 90 years.
I see. Okay.
And then pull out and then documented in this video form.
Sure.
To enjoy in that sort of frozen state. Yeah, and so that all these funny things happen to the film strip, and it interrupts the initial photographic procession of the images, right? That would make it seem as though somebody's waving their hand. That's actually frames, individual images played back together very quickly, more or less like the one before it, but altered just enough to make it seem as somebody's waving their hand.
Sometimes I always think of the analogy if you were in grade school and you had like a little sketch, like a flip book, where you flip the pages really quickly, and it's like a stick figure doing like a cartwheel or something like that. Like that's literally how film works. It's a series of still images being run together to create motion.
Yes,
essentially.
Yeah, and so if you were to imagine that flip book having mold on some pages and water damage on others, and maybe one caught on fire, then you would understand more where this film is coming from.
Film's very flammable.
Yes, yeah.
Unlike DVDs, which don't burn nearly as easily.
That's true. That's
much safer.
True.
That's why I recommend DVDs to people so much.
Yes, yeah. The old nitrate film stock that would get caught up in the projector. Of course, very hot bulb, that stuff.
A plot point from the man who sponsored my DVD that I'll get into eventually in one of his films, that nitrate film is so flammable.
Yes, yeah. And so these things happen to the film. The kind of creates this dancing, flickering of blobs and crackles that is very mesmerizing. You could encounter it as saying like, oh, it's interrupting the original image that was on the film, or it's complementing it in this certain way, adding this new meaning to the film strip. And you have to see this thing. I'm telling you, I can't explain it in any way to do it justice. It's a totally unique film, and it was Decasia. Here, available at the library. Decasia, The State of Decay, a film by Bill Morrison. Bill Morrison's the filmmaker, and he became sort of a darling on the non-normative documentary circuit in 2002 when this film dropped. It won quite a few awards, played at many film festivals, and I just got to tell you, this guy is a sharp pistol, a sharp, tall pistol. This guy, I cannot express enough how much of an authority he is. I'll tell you this, he's got a box at the Library of Congress, the President's Library, He's got a box with his name on it that the workers there, as they're going through all the material, they come across some film material, and if it's too decomposed that they can't do anything with it, they can't archive it, they'll put it in his box.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this is the president's library.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's got a box there. So he's an authority. You can trust him, like I said, sharp, tall pistol. He's an authority. You can trust him to make a good film, and he did. As proof, here it is, Decasia.
Well, I like that he's got such
Wonderful.
high standing in libraries, too.
Yes,
I think that's great.
Perfect.
There's nothing quite like a library.
No, and I mean, the president's library of all places has got his own box. Not many people
I wonder
can
if they
say
have free
that.
DVDs at the president's library.
I don't know. But they got a box of with Bill Morrison's name on it.
Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about this? A lot of people don't know if you're buying your stuff on iTunes and all that streaming service nonsense these days, like ridiculous, honestly. But hey, they don't know that these DVDs oftentimes have features on them and all sorts of things going on. Like, what sort of stuff does Decasia got going on?
Well, it has an audio interview with Bill Morrison and Michael Gordon. Michael Gordon, not the. You didn't mishear me. I didn't say Michael Jordan. This is. I'm not talking about the famous sportsman turned underwear slinger. I'm talking about Michael Gordon
or Michael B. Jordan.
No, I'm not talking about him either. This is Michael Gordon, thoroughly talented and thoroughly talented contemporary avant-garde composer. He did the soundtrack to this thing, and I got to tell you. It is incredible. It's wholly unique. You've not heard anything like it. I guarantee it. It parallels the images of these decomposed images, in that it's evocative of a mechanical decomposition. So like sort of if you were to imagine the phantom sounds of a locomotive graveyard. Yes, echoed endlessly, carried back and forth.
I have imagined that before, but I don't know if my imagination quite matches up with what Michael Gordon would go for.
Yes, and it's echoed endlessly, carried back and forth by the rusty ghosts of those behemoth industrial engines and the decrepit steel skeletons.
Okay.
Talking in corroded circles around some vague recollection of a long faded glory. Spooky stuff, and you gotta hear it. I can't express this enough. A wonderful soundtrack to a wonderful film, available right here at the library. I want to get this in your DVD player today. I have it checked out right now, but let me tell you, as soon as we're done filming this, I'm going to put it in the return slot. It's going to be on the shelf tomorrow, waiting for you.
Yeah, I know there might be someone out there that's like, they hear you have it and they're panicking. How do I get my hands on it then? No, you're returning it, and then they get to have it.
Yep, I'm returning it. By the time you see this, it'll be returned. So long as nobody else checks it out, it'll be back on the shelf waiting for you. And if somebody else has checked it out, doesn't matter. We'll put a hold on it for you. As soon as it gets turned in, it'll be waiting for you.
And cannot express this enough. We would love for you to get your hands on this DVD. Again, it's free. There's no reason that you shouldn't be busting the doors down in the library the second they open. People just roving around the DVD, just pick clean, you would think, almost. Yet we've just had so many DVDs available. It's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing like Michael Gordon's Decasia score.
Yes, certainly. Yes. So whatever I can do to get this DVD in your hands, I would be happy to do it.
Yeah, literally anything.
Yep. Yeah, come on down and see me. I'm here at the Allen County Public Library. In the AMM department, ask for Doc. If I'm not here, tell them Doc sent you. You'll be sure to be taken care of. I'll make sure of it.
It's basically like a passcode.
Sure, yeah. You tell them, hey, I know Doc. Doc sent me, told me about this film, and we'll be sure to take care of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about Decasia. I could talk about it all night long, but I should stop so you can talk some about your pick. But
this is only the digital versatile disc hour, unfortunately.
We're on a time limit. So
we wish, like I said, I wish we could be at the library all night and all day. I would never leave if I didn't have to, but we do.
I understand that.
Oh well.
Yes. So let's hear about your pick.
Oh, yes. So I wanted to do this not just because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. The DVD I'm holding in my hand is Chungking Express, directed by Wong Kar-wai. This particular edition is Quentin Tarantino's Rolling Thunder Presents version of the DVD, which is kind of interesting because the whole reason that, maybe not the whole reason that this movie blew up in the States, but he was a big fan of the movie and was very heavily pushing it to people and saying, you got to check this movie out. It's mind-blowing. 1994, obviously Tarantino's at the top of his game. Wong Kar-wai comes out with this, blows everybody's minds. Like, I don't want to spoil the movie too much. In fact, it has sort of a mid-act twist that I'd like to keep a secret, because when you watch it for the first time, which I know you guys will after you see this, you're going to come scoop this up because, I mean, this is irresistible stuff right here.
Oh, yeah. We'll make sure of it. Anything we can do to get this DVD to you,
anything,
we will do it.
Anything to get this. Get a little close-up on that. No? Our cameraman stepped away for a minute, but maybe we'll get some glamour shots of these later. Even through the magic of cinema and TV, you're not doing justice to just being able to look at this in my hands. It's just, I mean, you got stills from the film, Tarantino's little face over there in the corner. I mean,
lovely. And it's got Tarantino's stamp of approval. You know, it's going to be good.
You know, people have mixed feelings about Tarantino, but I think the one thing people can agree on is his taste in film is quite exquisite. And
you can't argue. He's got a historian's mind when it comes to film. He knows quite a bit. His
curation levels are maybe almost on par with yours, some would say.
Well,
I mean,
you're too kind.
Maybe a bold statement, but so yeah. One thing I'd like to tell a story about this DVD though, because so here at the library, the greatest place on earth, some would say, we have some people call them international films. Some people call them foreign films. I mean, I don't know what the polite word for them is anymore, but films that are not in the native English language, let's say. We have them organized up on the shelves. You have the movies that were made in China, movies that were made in Japan. Well, I peruse those aisles every once in a while because I myself love foreign cinema. And so I see this on the shelf, and again, I see Quentin Tarantino's name there on the DVD. I say, I know that name. What's going on here? I pick up this DVD. It seems really interesting to me. And so I take it home, and thus begins my intense love affair for Wong Kar-wai. This is my first Wong Kar-wai film I ever saw. He has quickly become one of my favorite directors of all time. I've watched Fallen Angels and In the Mood for Love now as well, two of his other really well-regarded films. And the guy makes movies unlike anybody I've ever seen. And there's so much passion and feeling and intensity in his films. It's like sort of about the same as the passion that I feel about The Library, obviously. But there's just nothing quite like it. And never would have happened if I wasn't able to just stroll up to AMM, walk around the DVDs, look at them, pick them up, see what's on the back, what's going on here. I mean, this isn't something I would have stumbled across on just some streaming service randomly or just flipping around on the TV. No, I was up in AMM and I was able to look through the DVDs and see this, and literally one of my favorite directors of all time now, just because I happened upon this DVD up in AMM. I will get it right eventually. But yeah,
that's incredible.
There's just nothing quite like it. You got to come and experience it for yourself. It's just, it's mind blowing, honestly.
Sure, yeah.
But for the DVD itself, what I like about this is Wong Kar-wai has recently had his DVDs released on the Criterion Collection. They've been restored, majestic 4K, whatever. But I actually kind of like this DVD because it is a little older. It actually has that grit and that grain to the film. When you watch a 90s movie or a film from the 90s, if it didn't have that grit to it, it would look wrong.
Sure,
and
without
I think
a doubt.
This captures what watching that movie was like in the cinema, but on your own home system. You have that grit and that grain and just the way it looks and the colors. But yeah, it's a great film. I adore it. It's very interesting. Ultimately, it's about love and hope, and it's got these stories of characters crossing paths, chance meetings, all kinds of stuff. It captures the mood of what it was like to be in Hong Kong in the 90s just so exquisitely, and the mood of everything that was going on in the time. There's the incoming, they were changing hands of who was sort of in charge of the country and stuff like that. And just like, there's just something about film that can capture those feelings unlike almost anything else. I know for some people, music can do something similar for them, evoke certain feelings and capture this fleeting moment and put it into something that you can bottle up and maybe experience over and over. But hey, you know, like we said, it's called AMM. Music's in the title too. If music's your thing,
yeah,
we got you covered up there as well.
Yeah.
But
so that wonderful experience you were talking about,
yes,
you can have that experience too by just coming into the library and checking out this film, and you'll understand what Jake's talking about.
Oh, and you know what? This DVD will be available for you, I know for a fact, because I don't need to rent this DVD anymore because I bought my own copy of it. The second I watched it, immediately went on eBay and got my own copy because it's great that the library offers these free services and nothing can beat it. But there's also nothing quite like owning your own copy of the thing. But you get to try it first. You don't just oh, maybe this will be good. I spend my money on it. Oh, it sucked. You come into the library, see it for free. If you love it, like I did with Chungking Express, you go find yourself a copy and then you live on your shelf forever. There's nothing quite like looking at a DVD collection.
And that frees it up the next time you want to watch it. Mm-hmm. You won't be coming and taking this copy. It frees it up for you at home.
Yes.
To come in here. The demand is just that tiny bit lower for this here at the library. So your chances are good. And we want to get this DVD to you as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Yes.
Literally, we won't even mind if you put this on pause right now and rush out to the library, because you know what? Our goal is to get you to the library, not to watch this show, but to get you to the library. So we won't mind. Yeah,
sure, turn us off. You've heard everything you need to hear about this show, Decasia and Chungking Express. Get going. Get down here, visit us. We're gonna take care of you here. Come and check out these DVDs. If not these two, there's so many more to choose from. Take your pick.
There's so many. How many DVDs can you have at a time?
You can have up to 10.
10 DVDs?
Yes, 10.
10. Who even has time for that many DVDs?
Nah, but the nice thing is you check out 10 and you find you're not in the mood for 3 of them, that night, you got all the other ones to choose from as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
10 DVDs. Yeah. The library loves its customers and wants them to experience the full cavalcade of emotion. You could have 10 DVDs. I mean, you got a drama, an action, a horror, a French film. There's so many genres I'm forgetting. I can't even think of them.
There's so many.
Yeah, speaking of turning us off and getting into the library, why beat around the bush anymore? We've said what we wanted to say. We don't want to spoil the movies for you people because we want you to come get these. Please, whatever we have to do, as Doc likes to say, to get these DVDs in your hands, whatever we have to do, we will do that. And we hope we've done that, actually, with this show. That was the whole point, is to convince you to come and check. There's just nothing like it. There's nothing like having a book in your hand. There's nothing like having a CD in your car. And there's nothing like having a DVD in your DVD player. And now you know what DVD stands for, too.
Yes.
And what's that stand for again, Doc?
Well, it stands for Digital Versatile Disc.
Yeah. But the show.
The real Digital Versatile Disc Hour.
Yes. And we're so glad you've joined us here.
Thanks for tuning in.
And we're so glad for the library, just in general, but for hosting us, obviously. And we hope you guys have a great day, a great evening, a great night of watching DVDs that you've come and got at the library, obviously.
Yes. We want these at your house.
Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.